I'm having a really interesting day and I've decided to just pick up the camera. So welcome to episode 2 of Publicly Rebuilding. Now in this episode, I really want to talk about a few things. One of them being money mindset, and then another just having a catch up and talk about my headspace. I'm in a really weird position where naturally I don't have as much work to do at the moment, and I feel like I've gained a day back. Previously, on a Wednesday or Thursday, I would sit down and kind of force myself to do work to kind of prove myself. So I'd sit and I'd plan content and YouTube videos, and I'd basically be working to make myself feel successful, to feel busy, to feel productive, but not necessarily doing things that are going to move the needle forward. And now that I feel like I can just let all of that go and I just get to do what I'm doing at the moment and really focus on mindset coaching, and I'm not filling my time with these random tasks, it feels really strange because I think in the past I've attached my worth to productivity, or I only feel productive when I've got like a tangible, look, I've done this thing, I've created this thing. But if I've just, I don't know, like done content, been on Instagram, done my client messages, I feel like that isn't like productive. And I think we just live in a world of productivity where I'm like, okay, so I've done a lot and it's 20 to 2 and it's like, what else do I need to do? And yes, there are small tasks, but it just feels a bit bizarre to not be as busy, but I'm also allowing myself to just be. So rather than doing what I was doing previously and just staying busy for the sake of it, I allowed myself to just eat lunch, be calm, watch something on TV, enjoy that, and just allow myself to enjoy the quietness now, knowing that yeah, it's going to get busier, which is so fun, but I do get to enjoy the moments of actually building and being. And I think sometimes we can get so lost in being productive and the grind and the hustle and doing more, that actually we can forget about this sort of place. But because I haven't been in this place for a while, it feels very like uncomfortable, but I'm gonna sit in that sort of discomfort knowing it's a good thing. And also it gives me time to actually come back into this vlog, which is huge for me because obviously I want to document every moment, and I just feel like sharing these feelings allows you to really see behind the scenes. And that's exactly what I want to document, is not only the highs, we're like, wow, I've done all this, but actually it's not a low, but like a moment of feels a bit strange. It's also okay to not always be busy, always be productive, to stay busy for the sake of being busy because that's going to make you feel successful, and actually thinking what needs to move the needle forward. So far this week, it's been a very interesting week. I started off the week with my knee injury flaring up, and I've never shared this story before, and I wasn't sure if I was going to share it, but I just thought, do you know what, you guys are getting to know me, and I really want to build an audience on here where you know more than just what you see on my other platforms. So essentially, it really doesn't affect me day to day. Just every 3 or 4 months, I just get this pain, but it's the type of pain where in the middle of the night, you just can't move, and like I lay there awake, oh my God, I'm gonna have to call 111 and I need to get this thing looked at. And then it kind of slowly starts to go away. But I am not someone who likes to complain. I hate talking about injuries, being ill. I'm very hyper independent. Unless I'm really in pain, you will not hear me talk about something. Like, no one needs to know it's cool, like I can deal with it. Knee pain is also the reason that I've got those 2 really random coloured cushions there, because when I was sleeping I wanted to elevate the knee. But the story I wanted to share is how I actually got this knee injury. So when I was in my second year of uni, I went to Portsmouth Uni. So I think that might have been 2018, around then. I was driving back to uni from London and it had been snowing. The snow had, I think, been cleared off the roads, but then it randomly started like snowing heavily again. So I remember being on the motorway and being like, shit, oh my God, this does not feel safe. And then I was on the last lane and I was like, right, let me get into the middle lane, because if anyone does want to go fast, I'm not going to be tailgating. Like, I just be in my lane, like super safe. And then I see this next person just overtake me, but then overtake another car. And then next thing you know, they've gone into the edge. These 2 cars have an accident. So I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So then I pulled up to the side and I was like, I want to make sure these people are okay. Done that, but as I was pulling up to the side, a car comes into the back of me, and that's when my knee bumped up into the steering wheel. And then I remember like turning around being like, what? Then I think another car went into the back of her, and that's when my like head moved a bit, and that's when I got like a bit of pain in my neck. All sorted now, went to a physio. That like bump in the knee, he just left me with a bit of a dodgy knee, and it doesn't affect me normally. Out of that story as well, when that woman came into me, it was crazy because the impact that her slamming into my car was huge. I do actually have a picture of it, which I'll insert here, whereas the damage on my car was so minor. And I was just thinking, how is she coming to me like full force, like her car is like high impact, like boom, on. My car like barely even touched. Fun fact, I still have that car today. It's my little baby. What else has happened? So I've had 2 client calls this week with my mindset clients. Insane calls. My first client, we basically overcame I'm not good enough. It really came from a place of when she was younger, like constantly comparing to other people in the classroom, and now she feels so much lighter with that. And one of our goals now and action points to reinforce this is allowing her to just have creative time, knowing that she doesn't have to compare to somebody else, right? She is a creative, but at the moment each time she'd like pick up an iPad pen, draw and be creative because it's who she is inherently, she'd freeze. What do I create? Because she was like scared, and it's like, but what if I do isn't good enough? So actually by reframing that and being like, we don't need to look around, we don't need to look at other people, we don't need to do this to be paid, we just get to do this for you, she feels freer. She feels like there's not pressure. We're just going to make sure that we're doing weekly and daily actions to reinforce this new belief. And then my second call was really interesting because she came into the call with the fear of rejection. We learned that her fear of rejection actually came down to not whether she or the business or the service is good enough, but actually she feared being rejected by others in case she isn't professional enough. Potentially because of her ADHD or because she is a bit chaotic, she is a bit different, and she has this big, like, loud personality, but she's scared to show that online in case people just go, no, you're not for me. And even though consciously she can be like, well, I don't like everyone, so I can't expect everyone to like me, subconsciously there's still that feeling of, but why don't you like me? Like why are you rejecting me, right? And it again came down to an event a couple years ago where she accidentally like double booked 2 clients. One of the clients was fine with it, the other one wasn't, and then that client that wasn't okay with it left after 2 weeks, and she just took on the belief that I'm being rejected, like no one's gonna want to work with me, I'm not professional, I double book, like who does that, yada yada yada. And we basically were able to reframe that, knowing that she's a human being, we can make mistakes, it's okay to be different, she's accepted for who she is. She then jumped off that call, went into a lead generation because she wasn't doing lead generation before, booked in a consultation call, and I cannot tell you how fulfilled I feel allowing women to see themselves differently, to no longer be trapped by stories of their past. I just can't explain. I feel so called for this, and I feel this is exactly what I am meant to do. Like this is literally made for me. It's just such a pleasure and honor to be able to take women through these breakthroughs, not be held back by a script of their past, but actually building that future and actually, being themselves, being free, and being able to, build that business, but also just live life in a place of fulfillment, and knowing that actually it's okay to be different, it's okay to be silly, chaotic, it's okay to be you're accepted as you are, and we just want to find the people that are your people. It's been such a good week. I've only done 1 training session, 1 cardio session. I've got 2 training sessions, 2 cardio sessions left, which I'm not going to touch them today. Today is literally just about steps. The next part of this video, I do want to talk about money mindset and kind of what I used to think in the past about money and how I feel about it now and how I fucking love money. It's insane. Like the way that I talk about money, I'm like, okay, who is she? We love her. By the way, I recorded some reels and I looked into the camera rather than the screen, and I feel like it's so much better. So I will try and remember to do that. Big topic, but I'm gonna explain why I'm talking about it. First of all, I was talking to one of my friends. We both said that when you want something, you find a way to make it work. And she actually mentioned, I feel like she's gonna watch this, she'll know who she is, how she made it work going to Australia last year. And even though people may perceive it as she must have a lot of money to be going there, she actually went there on like the cheapest flight, an hour stopover in China, and that made it like more affordable. But despite having like layovers, she still made it work because she wanted to go there. She would do anything to make that thing work. And I said, it's the same as right now. I do not have loads of money to be rebuilding this, but I have savings, and I know that any money I spend, I'm going to make it back. Now, the reason this is so huge is a year ago, I had poor money mindset. My relationship with money was terrible. If I had to explain the relationship I had with money, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't think money is safe. I would say money always runs away from me. Whereas now my money mindset is money is abundant. There's enough to go around. There's so much money. I love money. Money is attractive. I'm worthy of it. But I didn't have that a year ago. And when I'd done the subconscious work to find out, okay, like why was my money mindset so bad? It was definitely because growing up, anytime I received money, it was always with the sort of voices that I would say, don't spend this on something that that isn't essential. Like, make sure that you save this, spend this wisely, like, keep this saved up. Like, don't just go and buy anything, right? So that was then inherently my money mindset of, I've always got to save money. Like, don't spend money. Like, you've got to hoard money. You've got to hold on to money. So that played a big role in, okay, so it's really hard for me to spend. But as soon as I dismantled that, went on a solo trip to New York, gone to Dubai, gone to Paris, living my best life, that money mindset shift of, okay, I don't actually need to hold on to it into like new beliefs has allowed me to just be so much more free. And anytime I spend money, I know that I get it back. My thoughts are going crazy with everything that I want to say. With money and like rebuilding is sometimes you have to live beneath your means. So I haven't gone on holiday, and I said I will go on a holiday end of September, October, to treat myself, to live the life that I want to live. But me rebuilding, I am using the savings. I have looked into my finances. I've had to look at, okay, what are my ingoings? What are my outgoings? Where can I change softwares? Where can I be smarter with money? Knowing that right now in the building phases, I will have to make some cutbacks, and that is okay. But if you're scared to make a move because you can't afford it, I want to really think about what is it that you can't afford and how can you work through that? Because for me, I was in a position where I can't afford to not do this. Yes, it means that I'm gonna have to make some cutbacks, but actually knowing that I get to do all of that now, knowing that in a few months I'm gonna thank myself because I'm going to make it work, because I'm going all in and I'm using my savings and there's no plan B, means that I feel so safe in that, because my money mindset is, well, this money is going to come back to me. It always has. I always make it work, and money is abundant. Money is free. Money flows to me, right? And again, the reason I wanted to mention this is when you are rebuilding, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices, and you may have to compromise going on a holiday, or always spending money with the people that have stable corporate jobs, because when you're building your own business, you don't always have the stability in the building phases. You build the stability, but in order to actually live the freedom of the business that you want to create, in order to have freedom in the future, you may have to give something up in the present. You may have to practice delayed gratification, the exact same thing as a fitness journey, but it's knowing that actually my hard work now is going to pay off. Yes, these people have stable incomes, but maybe you don't right now, but it doesn't mean that's the scenario forever. It just means we've got to work on this thing, because the more that you work on it, and the sooner you work on it, and the sooner you go all in on it, the sooner you're going to fly with it. And I'm literally all in, no plan B. So if your money mindset right now is quite, I can't afford to do this, well, can you afford to stay in the current position that you're in and not do this, right? If you have a full-time job, but you also want to have your own business because you want money and location freedom, something's going to have to give, because nothing changes if nothing changes. So yeah, when it comes to money mindset, I used to have poor money mindset. I used to always be saving. I would go in shops and like have a look around and be like, oh yeah, that's nice, but I'd never buy. I never thought I deserved nice things. I'd go for the cheap option. And then each time I did spend on me, I have so much evidence that I get that thing back. And it's nice to be able to treat yourself. If your money mindset is the thing that's holding you back from going all in, maybe that's something that we need to uncover together. So you can actually go, oh crap, like this is my old money story. This is my new one. I have more belief that I can go all in. Brilliant, now let's do that thing. I feel like I'm very rambly right now, but the reason I wanted to mention this is your money story will make you or break you. You have to fix your money story, like you have to, because we all have a money story growing up. We have beliefs put on us, we have thoughts put on us, but that doesn't have to be your story forever. For someone who, was really afraid of doing anything but save, I'm now using those savings to build this dream life, to go on these trips, knowing that money is coming back to me. And I can say that, like look at you in the eye and say, I love money, money is coming to me, I am a rich girl. I can say all of these things because I deep down believe it. It's not like I say it and then I go, crumbling, so I don't believe it. I really believe it. And it's not because I repeat affirmations or I listen to, on Spotify when you have those like sounds where it's like, I am a money magnet. It's not because of those. I didn't really listen to those. I went to the root actual event where I took on those beliefs. I rewired what was happening, knowing everything that I know as the adult of today. I took that into the now, and now I have a better money story. So yeah, if that's something that you want help with, honestly, reach out to me. I help you out. But I feel like that's everything I wanted to talk about today. I do need to go do some steps. So I might go do that now. I'm on 7K and the aim is to get to 13K. I'm going to try and avoid the walking pad for a bit because that's a lot of impact. Outside is better for me. So I may actually go and do that now. So I'm now back from my walk. I've done 12k. I've also got my mum from work. It's around like 3 p.m, 10 past 3. I'm going to do an hour of deep work, just upstairs now that my mum's home. And then I'm going to get my nails done, which is urgent because I've got a big break. Do you see that? Like all the way through the centre. Painful. With my nails, I'm literally just going to stay red because ever since I've had red nails, I've been on fire, and I want them to stay for the rest of August because August is just, it's giving. August is giving. So I'm literally just going to go shorter so we don't get these breaks. I'm going to stay red for another month. But these are my own nails. I get hard gels. I used to get Biab, but now these are hard gels to basically stop them from breaking because they're so long. But probably the only like high maintenance, say low maintenance thing I do. I used to get eyelash extensions, mainly before a holiday, and then I'd keep them on. But like they used to just rip out my natural lashes. Not cute. So yeah, this is like the thing that I do to treat myself. Yeah, I'm going to put some music on and then I'm actually going to do some deep work. So if I don't listen to music, I have a feeling I'll just pick up my phone and procrastinate and look at Instagram for no reason. So off we go. I need to actually put music on. I did get my nails done. That broken nail I showed you is staying like this for now. I basically said to her that I don't want to put like an extension or anything on it because it's literally right down to like the nib, and I just feel like I can get an infection or it's just gonna be super painful. So we're gonna leave this to grow out like naturally, and then we will look at it maybe next week when it's grown a bit to see if we can extend it, but for now I'm keeping it as it is. I've also gone back to square. We've gone back to square rather than oval, gone shorter so there's less breaks. Guys, tomorrow because I'm lagging, I'm tired, you don't need this low energy and this fatigue. Yeah, I'll see you guys. I believe tomorrow we'll have another day together, if not at some point this week. So it's now Saturday, a few days have passed, and I thought I'd do a sit down, catch up with you in regards to what has gone on so far this week, and honestly, I'm having such a good week. Today in particular is a good day. I feel like I am really allowing myself to build a new routine that matches the life that I want to have, and something that I actually want to start talking about on Instagram, which I'll share on here first, is life design. And it's what I mentioned in the previous video. If I'm not doing it in 5 months time, then I'm not doing it now. Like if my future self isn't doing that, then I'm not going to sit in that now, because otherwise how do I become her, right? And this morning it was so nice because I went to sleep probably at like 9, which is usually unheard of for me because I feel like I stay awake for the sake of being awake. Oh, it's too early. If you sleep now, you're just going to wake up really early, then what you're going to do with all that time tomorrow. But last night I read my book, which by the way, I'm rereading Verity. I remember why I love this book. Like, it's such a page turner. It is such a good book. I have, from picking this up last night at like 8 p.m. to today, Saturday, like 12 p.m, I've read 200 pages. But anyway, I read my book and I just thought, I'm actually tired, so I'm just gonna go to sleep. But then I woke up naturally at 6 a.m. and I was like, let's just start the day. Went downstairs, had a coffee, read some of my book, got changed for the gym, went to go get petrol on the way to the gym because I'm really bad with keeping my car topped up. So got some petrol, went to the gym, done my full body session. So strong, got so many PBs. And then I also done my cardio, and then obviously I came home and I just had my breakfast, read some of my book, because on Saturdays I really like to just have like no social media. I will go on social media a little bit, but I won't really sit and scroll. Like I won't be like, oh, like what's everyone doing? I put up one story on my gym account and then that was basically it when it comes to that. And then I'm not gonna lie, I was so close to not getting ready for the day. I was a bit like, do you know what, maybe I'll just not get ready today. But then I thought, well, why? You know that you want to spend your Saturdays doing things for you, and me, when I like put makeup on and I get ready, I just feel good. Like today was hair wash day, so I washed my hair because I've got no cardio left for this week, and I just thought, well, if you're going out for a walk, you're going to get changed, let's just put the makeup on and feel good. So doing this, I'm catching up with you guys. I feel like, yeah, solid Saturday so far. The rest of today is looking like finishing off my steps. So obviously my step count goal at the moment is 13k. I'm on 5k, so what have I got, like 8k left to do. Then I'll probably go to like Costa or something and like sit and read this. I feel like I like to spend time outside the house, and again, like life design, would I always be stuck inside? No, be out there like doing things for me. I actually wrote down a couple of things that I wanted to catch you up on, so I'm gonna put my mic on as well because I feel like you might hear background noise. Yeah, so a couple of things that I wanted to catch you up on. The first one is I wanted to share how aligned I feel right now, and the reason that I know I am so aligned, a girl reached out to me on Instagram, hey, can we book in a call for like Tuesday or Friday? And I was like, oh, this is very forward. I don't really get a lot lot of inbound leads. And I just went back to her and just said, hey, like, what's it for? Like, fitness or mindset? For the first time in a long time, like, I've really had to just say no to somebody. I'm not someone who believes like, oh, like you're being tested by the universe. But I was kind of thinking like in that moment, it feels so good to say no, right? And in this video, we spoke about money mindset, and that's me basically saying no to money because I know I'm gonna get money elsewhere. I think that's a really good place to be in business, is actually being okay with saying no, because you can't work with everyone. You do have to be, you know, you're gonna have to have boundaries with who you're working with. I know a lot of people are like, oh, like, I can't say no, like what if no one else like inquires for me? But I know business owners will want to work with me. Women who have seen my story will want to work with me, and that's just a huge part of like letting go of what has been and truly stepping into now what I am stepping into. The next thing is actually sharing my story on Instagram. It just took a while to put this together because I was like, which parts do I want to share? What photos do I want to use? But now on my Instagram, you can see my entire story from last year to this year, and how subconscious rewiring, reprogramming has truly changed my entire life. From how I believed I wasn't good enough, anything I'd done wasn't good enough, I never put any time on me. I can't remember, but I shared a screenshot of the old journal that I had. It was such a negative journal. Yeah, the whole story's over there, so if you want to check it out, please feel free. Also starting to attract more conversations. That's again when you know you're aligned. You are building a garden which attracts the butterflies in, and that's exactly what I'm doing at the moment. So really are coming on this journey with me. So I'm going to head out for a walk. I'm going to take a bag. I'm going to take the book. I'll bring you with me, and then I'm just going to finish off my steps. And then once I'm home, I'm home. That wasn't successful. The thing that I wanted to try and draft some content on, I don't think I know what I want to say yet, not what I want it to be. So instead of forcing it, I just thought it's literally Saturday, put the laptop away. And what I like to do, and I think I've said this before, is now let my mind wander. If my mind can come up with that piece of content, great. But if it can't, maybe the idea is just not meant to be out there yet. Luckies. Aww. But for now, I'm literally just going to walk around this business park and then head home. That should be all of my steps done. I'm currently in my car and I feel like the deficit is in full swing today. Well, it's either the deficit or it's the fact that I woke up at 6 a.m. and I don't usually have a full day like this, and I think it's the deficit. You know when you're just like lagging, like your steps feel heavy, you're tired, but it's not the end of the day? That's me. So ever since the coffee shop, I basically went for my walk. I went home and I was going to start editing this vlog. Then I realized I don't have any space, so I've got a hard drive, YouTube things, and then I was also with my mum and we've had to buy a new fridge. I popped into Sainsbury's so I actually have things to eat for dinner. But this is like one of my dieting hacks. When I'm low on energy and a bit hungry, but I don't have enough calories now to have something before dinner and after dinner, I get a sugar-free drink. So this is the one I got. I'm not even on the lowest calories I've ever been on, so I don't know what is going on today, but the fatigue is high. And I wanted to document this because I never really document me in a fat loss phase. That is basically me for the rest of Saturday. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I'm gonna end it here, I'm gonna edit it. Yeah, that has been week 2 of publicly rebuilding my life, and it's been such a good week, like so many wins, so many wins. I shall see you in my next video.